There's a strange split happening in the luxury world, and it's getting harder for brands to hide it. While wealthy buyers are turning their backs and moving on, middle-class shoppers are picking up the very same brands in huge numbers. These labels once thrived on elite approval, built their image around exclusivity, and chased the high-end crowd. Sadly, the rich are walking away, claiming these brands have lost their edge, their prestige, and their ability to stand out. The prices look tempting, the designs feel familiar, and the marketing still screams luxury. But the perception at the top has shifted. Today, we're breaking down the 9 luxury brands caught in this unusual divide, and how the consequences for these brands could reshape the entire luxury market. Let's take a look at the first on the list. Number 9. Michael Kors. Michael Kors once built up a big name in the fashion world by offering stylish bags, shoes, and clothes that looked expensive but were more affordable than ultra-luxury brands. Over time, the company grew very fast, opening lots of stores, pushing out many styles, and signing licensing deals so that its products appeared in both department stores and outlets. This rapid growth helped Michael Kors reach a wide audience, but it also backfired in some ways. Because the brand is everywhere, rich people began to look down on it. They felt Michael Kors had given up its exclusivity and had become too common. One big reason wealthy buyers avoid Michael Kors is overexposure. The brand built up so many points of sale that it started to flood the market. When something is that visible, it loses its appeal as a status symbol. Luxury, for many very rich shoppers, is about being rare or hard to find, not about having the same bag as many others. On top of that, Michael Kors has put heavy discounting, especially at its outlet stores, which further watered down its prestige. People who spend a lot want items that hold value, feel special, or come with craftsmanship. But when a brand sells too cheaply or too often, that sense of craft or rarity goes away. Another factor is the brand's shifting strategy. After raising prices aggressively in some lines, Michael Kors had to pull back and bring some prices down again to win back its core customers. That move showed that the company was struggling to balance between being aspirational and being mass market. The parent company, Capri Holdings, has acknowledged these missteps and is now working to reset the brand. Meanwhile, middle-class shoppers keep snapping up Michael Kors. For many, it feels like a designer light brand. They are buying something with a name, but without spending what real luxury demands. The brand's broad range, from handbags to shoes to watches, lets people pick and choose what they like. Because Michael Kors puts out many collections and has many styles, ordinary buyers can find designs that match their taste. And with discounting and outlet stores, these shoppers can pick up a bag for a deal, giving them a feeling of achievement. Coupled with that, Michael Kors makes use of data and customer insight to figure out what middle-class buyers want. This strategy helps it to stay relevant to a broad audience. Unfortunately, the very rich are turning away from Michael Kors because it no longer feels exclusive. They see it as too mass market, too discounted, too visible. But the middle class continues to buy it in large numbers because it gives them a taste of luxury at a more reachable price, and because the brand runs a large, accessible network of stores and designs. The brand leans into trend-led pieces while also offering classic designs, so it can appeal to both fashion-conscious and more conservative shoppers. Up next is a label that wealthy clients dropped without hesitation, but middle-class buyers still chase for that high-end feeling on a budget. Number 8. Coach. Coach has been making leather goods and handbags for a long time, and it once held a stronger aura of prestige. Over the years, though, the company stepped up its retail expansion, opening many stores in department stores, in outlet malls, and in its own boutiques. While this move helped Coach reach more people, it also watered down some of its luxury appeal. Because of heavy discounting and wide distribution, some very wealthy buyers feel that Coach is too ordinary now. It has moved too far into the mid-luxury or accessible luxury world in ways that reduce the sense of specialness. Affluent shoppers often want a brand that feels rare or elite. For them, Coach's logo-heavy designs, frequent markdowns, and mass market presence are turnoffs. Over the years, Coach acknowledged this problem. Analysts recorded that the brand was overexposed in many places and was promoting too aggressively. To try to bring back some prestige, Coach pulled out of many wholesale channels and reduced the number of department stores carrying its products. They also planned to renovate outlet shops, aiming to lean into more upscale presentation. Coach's logo, the signature C, used to be everywhere. But for the richest buyers, that visible monogram started to feel a bit too loud and too commercial. These buyers often prefer subtle design or craftsmanship over bold, repeated logos. As the brand flooded the market, many high-net-worth individuals began to drift toward niche or independent designers whose products felt more personal, or toward legacy houses that maintained tight control over distribution and branding. On the flip side, middle-class consumers have kept buying Coach strongly. Coach gives them a way to step up into something more luxurious than regular high-street brands, but without paying extremely high prices. Its leather is often good, the designs are functional, and the name is well known. Many ordinary buyers feel that with Coach, they get a reliable, luxury light experience. They are buying something premium, not just cheap, but not breaking the bank. Because Coach sells in many places, department stores, outlets, its own shops, people have more chances to pick up the exact style they want. The frequent sales or outlet discounts work in favor of value-conscious middle-class shoppers. They can wait for deals or shop in less expensive store formats, making it easier to own a Coach bag. Also, marketing and collaborations help keep the brand in the spotlight for these customers. Coach is investing to clean up its image. By renovating stores, reducing overt logos, and closing some wholesale doors, it is trying to strike a balance between being accessible and preserving some prestige. But even as it does that, many rich buyers have already moved away, seeking rarer brands. Meanwhile, the middle class continues to lean into Coach, because it feels like a smart, stylish, and achievable token of success. The next brand is one that high-net-worth buyers turned their backs on years ago, yet it's still flying out of outlet stores like it's going out of style. Number 7. Tory Burch. Tory Burch once stood out as a fresh and bright name in the luxury world, but many wealthy buyers started to move away from it as the brand pushed out more and more products to reach a wider crowd. Rich shoppers wanted rare items that felt special, but they saw Tory Burch bags show up everywhere, which made the brand lose that sense of exclusivity that high-end customers looked for. The company tried to push into department stores, outlets, and online sales, and this move helped it grow fast, but it also brought down its luxury image in the eyes of wealthy buyers who wanted something harder to find. Many rich shoppers began to feel that the designs looked simple, safe, and not bold enough for their tastes, so they turned toward brands that offered unique styles. They felt that Tory Burch did not take risks or offer strong craftsmanship that could compete with older luxury houses. As the brand kept rolling out discounts and seasonal sales, rich buyers saw the prices drop and believed that the items would not hold value over time, so they moved away and picked up products from other labels that kept prices steady. Some wealthy consumers also became tired of seeing the same logo patterns everywhere, and they felt that the brand leaned too much on recognizable symbols instead of building new and exciting ideas. They wanted investment pieces that could last for many years, and they did not believe Tory Burch could provide that. However, middle-class shoppers kept buying Tory Burch because the brand felt reachable, but still gave them a taste of luxury. Many of them saw it as a way to step into the higher fashion world without paying extreme prices, and they held on to the feeling that owning a Tory Burch bag could lift their social image. The brand offered designs that looked polished and easy to use every day, which worked well for this group. People liked that they could pick up the bags in many places, including outlets and online stores with lower prices, and they often waited for sales to get deals. They did not worry as much about resale value or exclusivity, and they simply wanted a bag that looked good and felt stylish. Tory Burch also focused on bright colors and simple patterns that appealed to this group, and the brand kept releasing new styles that felt modern but safe. Middle-class customers trusted the brand because it offered durable products at a price they could manage, and they liked that the bags worked for work, outings, and daily tasks. The brand continued to build loyalty in this group because it met their needs and allowed them to feel connected to the luxury world. Even as rich buyers walked away, many other shoppers carried on and kept the brand strong by buying more items each season, showing that accessibility could help a brand survive even when high-end customers left. Number 6 is where the divide becomes shocking. The rich see it as outdated, but everyone else sees it as the perfect status upgrade. Number 6. Longchamp. Longchamp built a strong name with its famous Le Pliage bag, but this strength later turned into a weakness as wealthy buyers began to avoid it. Rich shoppers began to feel that the brand relied too much on one basic design that showed up everywhere, and they wanted something more unique. They saw the bags being carried by students, travelers, and office workers, and the widespread presence made them believe that Longchamp no longer offered luxury appeal. The brand tried to expand and push out more versions of the same bag, but wealthy customers thought the designs did not grow or change enough, so they turned their attention to brands that offered fresher ideas. Many rich buyers wanted higher craftsmanship, rare materials, and limited editions, but they felt that Longchamp focused on nylon and simple leather that did not match the level of luxury they expected. They believed that the items would not hold value, so they chose brands that used more exclusive production methods. As Longchamp placed more products in airports and duty-free shops, wealthy shoppers viewed the label as a travel accessory brand rather than a luxury house, which pushed them further away. They felt that the brand leaned too much on easy access and mass sales, and this change made them step back and look for something more special. Middle-class shoppers, however, kept buying Longchamp because the brand offered practical and stylish bags that they could use in many situations. The lightweight design, foldable shape, and strong build fit well with their daily needs, and they picked up the bags for work, school, and travel. They liked that the price sat within reach, allowing them to enjoy a product linked to luxury heritage without doing too much. Many middle-class buyers appreciated that they could throw the bags into their routines without worrying about damage, and they valued how easy the bags were to clean and carry around. The brand also continued to roll out new colors and small design updates, which kept this group interested. Middle-class shoppers did not care as much about resale value or exclusivity. They focused on usefulness and style. They felt that Longchamp gave them a reliable option that looked refined but stayed affordable, and they held on to that feeling with each purchase. The brand kept building loyalty because it delivered function and fashion at a price point that worked for them, allowing it to thrive even as wealthy buyers moved away. Coming up is a label that the rich quietly avoid for fear of looking basic, but it remains a must-have for people wanting affordable luxury. Number 5. Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss once held a strong place in luxury fashion with sharp suits and clean designs, but wealthy buyers started to move away as the brand pushed out more accessible products. Many rich consumers felt that the company tried to reach a wider crowd too quickly, and they saw the items show up in stores and various other places. They wanted rare pieces that felt special, but they kept seeing the same styles everywhere. As the brand rolled out frequent sales, wealthy shoppers believed that the products would not hold value, and they began to pull back. They wanted items that could stay desirable for years, but they felt that Hugo Boss focused on selling large amounts instead of keeping exclusivity. The company also leaned heavily on its fragrance line, and wealthy buyers started linking the name more with perfume counters than with high-end fashion. They felt that the brand spread out too far and lost the strong identity that once set it apart. Many rich shoppers turned toward brands with limited editions and rare materials, and they left Hugo Boss behind as they looked for something more unique and refined. But even at that, many regular buyers continued to pick up Hugo Boss products because they felt that the brand offered clean and polished styles at prices they could manage. Workers and young professionals often reached for the suits because they looked stylish and fit well in business settings. They liked that they could dress up for work or events without spending extreme amounts. Many shoppers waited for outlet deals or seasonal sales, and they felt proud when they could bring home a well-known name for less. They did not worry about resale value or exclusivity, and they simply wanted clothing that looked sharp and felt comfortable. The brand kept rolling out new designs that matched everyday needs, and this group responded by buying more items each season. They liked the strong build and simple look, and they used the clothing for work, travel, and social outings. Hugo Boss continued to promote its sleek image, and this kept interest high among regular consumers. However, the company tried to bring back a stronger luxury feel by introducing higher-end lines and improving materials, but wealthy buyers remained cautious. They felt that the brand already moved too far into mass retail and could not fully return to exclusivity. They held on to the belief that Hugo Boss became too common, and they looked for labels that kept scarcity and high craftsmanship. Still, the steady demand from everyday buyers kept the brand active and visible. These consumers continued to pick up new items and support the brand, helping it stay strong even as rich shoppers moved away. Hugo Boss carried on by appealing to people who wanted polished fashion that worked in daily life, and the wide reach allowed the company to stay present in the market. The next brand shows the biggest gap. High spenders won't be seen with it, but middle-class shoppers treat it like their ticket into the luxury world. Number 4. Burberry. Burberry built up a powerful image with its classic trench coats and British heritage. But wealthy buyers began to move away when the brand pushed out more products and spread its famous check pattern everywhere. Many rich consumers felt that the company relied too much on the iconic print, and they saw it show up on shirts, scarves, caps, and accessories in many stores. They wanted rare pieces that felt exclusive, but they kept seeing the pattern worn by large crowds. In the early 2000s, the brand faced image damage in the United Kingdom when the check design became linked with mass-market culture, and wealthy buyers pulled back as they tried to distance themselves from that association. They felt that the brand lost its refined image and turned toward mass appeal. The company also rolled out licenses that allowed the pattern to appear on many low-cost products, which made wealthy shoppers feel that the brand no longer offered true luxury. They began to look for labels with limited production, rare fabrics, and strong artistry, and they moved away from Burberry when they felt the designs became too common. However, many everyday buyers continued to pick up Burberry items because the brand still carried strong recognition and classic styling. They liked the idea of owning a piece linked to British fashion history, and they held on to that feeling when they bought scarves, bags, or coats. They often waited for sales, outlets, or online deals to bring home items that looked luxurious but stayed within their budgets. They did not care about exclusivity or long-term value. They focused on style and comfort. Many workers and young buyers used Burberry pieces for daily outfits, and they appreciated the timeless look. The brand kept rolling out new colors and updated cuts that appealed to this group, and they responded by buying more products. Marketing campaigns with celebrities and modern branding also helped attract new customers who wanted to step into a higher fashion space. The company later tried to rebuild its luxury image by cutting back licenses, limiting the check pattern, and pushing out high-end runway designs, but wealthy consumers still held doubts. They felt that the brand already spread out too far and could not fully regain exclusivity. They continued to move toward brands that offered scarcity and quiet luxury, leaving Burberry to rely on its broader customer base. These regular buyers kept supporting the brand by picking up new releases and embracing the well-known heritage style, even as rich shoppers turned away and looked for something more refined. Coming up is a brand that luxury collectors avoid like a bad investment, yet everyday buyers treat it as their go-to statement piece. Number 3. Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy Hilfiger rose to fame by tapping into the preppy, all-American look, but over time, many very wealthy buyers began to pull away from the brand. One reason is that the company overexpanded in its early years. It flooded department stores, outlet malls, and mass retail channels, which made the logo flag so common. According to insiders, at one point, the brand was selling $20 t-shirts, accessories, perfume, sunglasses, bags, homewares, and this caused serious brand dilution. Rich consumers often expect a certain rarity in craftsmanship, but when design gets diluted and logos shout loudly, it feels less prestigious. As wealthy buyers backed away, the leadership recognized the damage and decided to reset the brand. They scaled back on wholesale deals, pulled some low-end lines, and tried to pull in a more premium positioning. They raised prices, tightened up quality, and started to shut down some deep discount outlets. Meanwhile, even with those efforts, many rich customers always associate Tommy Hilfiger with its mass-market past. They feel the brand never fully shed its regular, everyone wears it image. The flag logo that made it iconic in the past now marks it too broadly, and high net worth people look for brands that feel more exclusive and less about volume. Another issue is licensing. Tommy Hilfiger has many licensing deals across product categories, from eyewear to home furnishings. While this helps to bring in revenue, it also waters down the brand's identity for luxury consumers who care about coherence, craftsmanship, and tight control. Over-licensing can make the name feel stretched too thin. Meanwhile, the parent company itself has acknowledged the risk. If brand perception goes down, the value of the Tommy Hilfiger name could suffer. Some rich buyers also worry about sustainability and authenticity. There are counterfeit Tommy Hilfiger products circulating widely, which undermines trust in the brand's premium promise. To add to that, during its attempt to reposition, the brand tried to think and behave like a luxury brand, but operate like a fast fashion brand, according to interviews. That mix of speed and style feels like a mismatch to high net worth individuals who equate luxury with timelessness, not rapid trend chasing. On the flip side, many everyday buyers continue to reach for Tommy Hilfiger because it strikes a balance between prestige and affordability. For them, the recognizable red, white, blue logo still signals quality and status, but not in a way that requires blowing out their budget. They are drawn to the brand's wide global presence, its familiar design language, and its accessibility through both physical stores and e-commerce. Tommy Hilfiger also leaned into modern marketing to keep this group engaged. It has embraced big fashion-tainment campaigns, influencer partnerships, and faster product cycles so that everyday buyers perceive freshness without paying ultra-luxury prices. Although some rich people have moved on in search of more exclusive labels, the brand continues to pull in a broad base of aspirational buyers who appreciate its mix of style, accessibility, and heritage. Number 2, used to shine in elite circles, but now only regular shoppers keep the lights on, buying it during every sale. Number 2, Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren once embodied timeless elegance and aspirational American lifestyle. But over the years, some ultra-wealthy consumers started to drift away from its more widely distributed lines. Part of the reason is the brand's extensive licensing strategy. Ralph Lauren has put its name on many sub-brands, home goods, accessories, and other categories, which has faded its luxury image. High net worth buyers who look for artistry prefer labels that tightly control every product. But Ralph Lauren's widespread licensing makes its collections feel more commercial and less exclusive. The company also leaned on wholesale and outlet channels to reach volume, but that broad reach backfired among affluent clientele. Rather than being seen as rare or carefully curated, some Ralph Lauren pieces came to feel too easily available. In response, Ralph Lauren launched a brand elevation strategy by pulling back on over-discounting, shutting, or redesigning some outlet operations, and putting more emphasis on their premium lines. Still, for many very rich consumers, the fact that the brand is everywhere weakens its appeal as a symbol of elite style. Another factor pushing away wealthy buyers is the complexity of Ralph Lauren's brand architecture. It runs multiple sub-brands, Polo, Lauren, Purple Label, and so on. And analysts say this confusion makes it harder for the wealthiest customers to justify sticking to Ralph Lauren as a pure luxury house. These shoppers often prefer clear, refined narratives where fewer lines carry stronger prestige, and find that Ralph Lauren's tiered structure blurs that exclusivity. Counterfeiting also plays a role. Because Ralph Lauren is so recognizable and widely distributed, knockoffs are common in many markets. Wealthy consumers who are sensitive about authenticity may shy away from a brand they see as too easy to copy. When luxury is partly defined by scarcity and signature quality, wide imitation undermines that interest. On the other hand, many aspirational buyers remain deeply loyal to Ralph Lauren. For these customers, the brand's narrative of polo fields, country clubs, and elegant American leisure is aspirational and accessible. They are drawn to its iconic pieces. Polos, knitwear, tailored shirts, and sweaters feel like timeless investments in style. The brand's broad presence through physical stores, online, and department retailers gives them real access. To keep this audience engaged, Ralph Lauren has doubled down on storytelling, They've leaned into lifestyle marketing through Ralph's coffee cafes and refined flagship spaces to reinforce the idea that owning Ralph Lauren is not just about clothing, but living a certain elegant life. By shifting distribution, reducing discounting, and spotlighting their heritage, Ralph Lauren hopes to pull back in some prestige. But despite those efforts, some ultra-rich buyers still view the brand as aspirational rather than purely elite. The next brand on this list? Wealthy shoppers treat it like a red flag, but malls can't keep it stocked because everyone else keeps grabbing it. Number 1. Kate Spade. Kate Spade once built up a charming and youthful image that drew in wealthy buyers who wanted playful luxury. However, it wasn't long before many rich buyers felt that the company pushed out too many products too fast, which caused the items to show up everywhere. They wanted pieces that felt rare, but they kept seeing the same designs on different platforms. This wide reach made the brand lose the exclusive feel that wealthy shoppers looked for, and they began to see Kate Spade as a label aimed at mass sales rather than craftsmanship. The brand also leaned heavily on bright colors and simple shapes, and many wealthier consumers felt that the designs did not grow or mature. They believed that the bags did not offer strong materials or advanced work that could match older luxury houses. While the brand rolled out frequent discounts, rich buyers saw the prices drop and felt that the items would not hold value over time. Some wealthy shoppers also pulled away after the company dealt with financial trouble, including bankruptcy and a later sale, which made them feel unsure about long-term strength. They wanted investment pieces that could stay desirable for years, and they believed that Kate Spade lost that appeal by leaning too much on easy access and playful themes. However, many everyday buyers kept picking up Kate Spade bags because they offered a mix of style and affordability that worked well for their needs. They liked that the brand gave them a taste of luxury without pushing them into extreme spending, and they held on to the feeling that owning a Kate Spade bag could help them step into a higher social space. These buyers enjoyed the cheerful and fun designs, and they felt that the products helped them show personality in work or casual settings. They often waited for sales, outlet deals, or online offers to grab new pieces, and they felt pleased when they could acquire a high-fashion name at a lower price. They did not care as much about resale value or whether it was unique, and they focused on how the bags fit into daily routines. Many of them appreciated the lightweight and easy-to-carry shapes, and they used the bags for errands, trips, or office tasks. The brand kept rolling out seasonal colors and themes that appealed to this group, and the playful style continued to draw them in. By pushing into accessible retail spaces, the company built strong loyalty among these regular buyers, who kept buying new items and supporting the brand even as wealthy shoppers walked away. The broad reach helped Kate Spade stay visible and active, and the brand held onto a steady audience that valued charm, usefulness, and attainable luxury. Which of these brands do you think would be able to upscale their brand faster if push comes to shove? Let us know your views in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, watch the other videos on your screen.